Now we get to training staff, because we're at the point where we know what we want, we know how we're using it, and now we have policy governing this use. So now you can train staff and they understand what those rules are and why we're doing this thing. And that takes away a lot of that dread I was talking about. You know, now it seems like this is well thought out. It's not like, hey, we bought a thing, figure it out. And so your training should match your intended use of the technology. Don't waste your time showing people how something works if that's not how you're going to use it anyways. I always say that everyone doesn't need to know everything, but everyone should know something. So when you're introducing a technology, what is that something everybody should know? Well, everybody should know I got a 3D printer and I'm using it to do classes, and I'm using it so that people can submit a job, right? And we can print it out for them. That helps, because remember, your staff, typically at organizations, 50% plus of your staff are also patrons, and they have their own social network who are your patrons and are in your service area. So when people come in, it's helpful if everybody at least knows you have a thing and you do a thing. I don't think any of us would be comfortable if the patrons came in and your staff didn't know that you lent books out, right? So you shouldn't be comfortable with the idea that, you know, your staff doesn't know that you have a printer, you have a scanner, or you have a virtual reality headset. So ensure that everybody knows something, but create a practical division of labor, right? Have some redundancies, have some people who do the higher level stuff. A 3D printer, there should only be a few people that are allowed to open that thing up and start working on it and doing a maintenance kit. More people should probably know how to run a printer. More people should know how to check the files and make sure that they adhere to your printer policy. So that kind of practical division of labor is really helpful, because then you don't waste your time training people on stuff that they're not going to use. At the same time, when you're training, you need to reinforce that training with use. So if you train people and then they never do it, those skills will atrophy. And capitalize on staff enthusiasm. You know, some people, when you say you're adding a technology, kind of bummed out and they're not too excited. Some people are going to be stoked. And the best teachers I've ever had, and I'm sure the best teachers you've ever had, are the ones who are enthusiastic about the subject matter. So find those folks who are really excited to be doing this stuff, and let them, you know, make them be the lead on some of this stuff.